Hey guys, believe it or not, I like to dabble in a little bit of cryptozoology every now and then. I like to kind of test the waters every now and then, kind of dip my little toes in. Now, since I occasionally dabble in cryptids, not in cryptids, like in cryptids. I'm often on the hunt for new shows or documentaries about said cryptids. I like shows like Expedition X, which I definitely recommend. You can find on Amazon Video. It's really good. I also really like Monster Quest and, of course, the best of the best mountain monsters.
There he comes.
What do you got,
Breaks
bud?
into another cavern and stuff up on that other side right there.
But recently, I've noticed a decrease in good cryptid shows that can actually hold my attention. And trust me, I know a good cryptid show when I see one. I've been watching them since I was like 4.5 years old. Watching a cryptid show is kind of like Russian roulette. Either it's the best one you've seen, or it's the worst television production ever made. Hi, this is me editing. I wanted to kind of clarify something because I know that Dogman Territory is kind of an indie cryptid documentary, and it was also filmed really close to me over inland between the lakes, which spans through Kentucky and Tennessee, where I'm at. I'm in Tennessee, if you didn't know that, and I'm very close to LBL, which is land between the lakes. And it was definitely interesting, but it did not kind of do it for me. And it's totally fine if you liked that. I do think it is a very interesting, documentary, or, whatever you would call it. I definitely appreciate the work that was put into it. I think it definitely deserves more attention. I just personally didn't like it. It was a joke saying that it was like the worst production, because there's definitely a lot worse, and Dogman Territory really was not that bad. I just think that kind of exploring a myth or like a story, which is very obviously not real because there's no actual proof of it, and no, police reports or first-hand encounters. They say there is. You can't prove it. They say that there's proof. They say that there's an eyewitness that was there. But the guy that they have on the actual documentary literally says the most basic shit that could literally apply to any situation. It's like, and I'm not judging the people who made the documentary for that. I'm judging the guy who said that he was an eyewitness and fucking lied. If you would like to know more about this, you can either watch Dogman Territory, or you can watch the Lore Lodge's video about it. I think it's called Massacre in LBL, or something like that, or like, did the government cover up a massacre in Land Between the Lakes? They do a really good job, Lore Lodge does. Lore Lodge is a really great channel. I definitely recommend them if you like Missing 411 and cryptids like this, which I'm not going to say because I'm very superstitious. But I definitely recommend them. And if you would want to, you can check out Dogman Territory on Tubi. That's where I watched it. And it's interesting. It is. And I think it's a good production. I think that they did put a lot of work into it, and I definitely respect that. I just personally did not like it. It wasn't for me. But I do think that you should go check it out if you're interested in it. And I don't want my opinion to sway yours. I think you should make your own opinion for yourself. Don't let people online tell you what you should think. And the other day, I was just scrolling on some apps trying to find something to watch. It wasn't necessarily looking for anything cryptid related, but I was just looking for anything to watch because I had to kill some time before going to my sister's birthday dinner. And I actually ended up coming across a cryptid show. Maybe not cryptid show, but cryptids and aliens and all that kind of stuff. I used to watch it when I was really young. I used to watch it with my dad. Actually, thinking back on it now, I probably should not have been watching that show as young as I was, considering I was literally 4 years old. I'm guessing that's probably the cause of my intense paranoia nowadays, but that's a story for another video. I'm sure you're wondering what this traumatizing show was, and I'll tell you. It was Monsters and Mysteries in America. It was on Destination Travel, which is owned by Warner Brothers and Discovery, and if you know anything about Discovery. If you know anything about Discovery, you know they kind of have a history of fibbing and kind of stretching the truth, to put it lightly. If you want to know more about their whole lying thing and all of that, especially about like cryptids like mermaids and Megalodon, well, Megalodon's not really a cryptid because it was real, but if you want to learn more about that, Billiam has a really good video, or a few really good videos on it. I'll link my favorites in the description if you're interested in that. I definitely recommend. His channel is very cool. Anywho, So I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch this again for like nostalgia, I guess. Because I remember being really afraid of it, but I also really liked it, and I would beg my dad to watch it every time he came home from work. So I turned it on my computer, and yeah, it was definitely creepy. I think it's just the narration and the reenactments and the way that they portray these creatures. It all just gives it such a creepy atmosphere. I really would like to go more in depth about this show in the future, but I'm kind of just testing the waters right now to see if this is something that people would be interested in, that my audience would like. So let me know if you would like more of that. I'm not picking my nose, I promise. I'm just really itchy. So these episodes are actually split into segments, and there's like maybe 3 or 4 seasons. I don't exactly remember, but they're split into sections, each one being a different cryptid. And since this first episode is titled Appalachia, Tennessee mentioned, oh my god, obviously it's gonna be about cryptids from Appalachia. They keep this formula for all of season 1. They'll have different parts of the United States, so this one is Appalachia. The next one I think was the Badlands, which is like the desert, so it's like New Mexico, Arizona, I think. I'm pretty sure. Or like Route 66, Route 666. Something is up with my light, so if you see it flashing in the background, I'm sorry. Maybe there's just something wrong with my eyes. I'm not sure. But yeah, they've got the Badlands, Appalachia, the Ozarks. They've also got the Pacific Northwest, which obviously is a lot of Bigfoot. But in season 2, they changed it up a little bit. We'll talk about that if we ever get to, talk more about the show. They just change up the formula a little bit. So this episode has 3 cryptids, but we're only going to be talking about 2. So one is the Number 1 is the sheep squatch, second one is the Mothman, and aliens. Which, aliens, I mean, those aren't cryptids. That's why cryptozoology and UFOlogy are completely different things. But you know what? Who cares? You know what? It doesn't even matter that much. Who cares? Who am I? I'm just a girl on the internet talking to you right now in a video. But we aren't going to be talking about Mothman. Okay, hey. Listen. I know. Everybody loves Mothman. Mothman is awesome. Also, a lot of people want to have sex with Mothman. I don't know what that's about. He is literally the most famous cryptid, besides, like, Bigfoot and Nessie, maybe, which, if you don't know, that's the Loch Ness Monster. Big whoop. It gets to a point... where... it kind of becomes annoying, because so many people are talking about Mothman all the time, because, like I said, he's literally, like, the most famous cryptid. So if you guys want, I will make a 6-hour apology video tomorrow all about Mothman. I just can't do it. I can't do it today. I could not get through that part of the episode. It was so boring because I already know everything about Mothman. So this first episode, at the beginning, we're introduced to these 2 southern boys, and their names are Ricky and Dakota. And they came face to face with the sheep squatch in Kentucky. Oh my god. They were getting ready to go on a hunting trip together, and they were staying in a cabin owned by Ricky's grandparents that was out in the woods in Kentucky. Ricky brought his hunting dogs, but on the first morning, in the cabin, oh my god, the dog is dead. One of them, because there's multiple dogs. Oh my god. Killed by, presumably, the sheep squatch. Now, I heard the words cabin, hunting, and dog, and I immediately thought of the creepypasta that Papa Meat and Wendigoon covered back on CreepCast. On CreepCast. That's also the video where Hunter finds out that his grandpa shot his dog on purpose, which is really funny.
Hello?
Mom?
Yes.
Isaiah is making fun of Grandpa Ernest and how he shot our dog Roger.
I don't want to spoil anything, so if you want to watch it, I'll link it in the description under Billiam's video, because it's a really funny episode. Definitely watch CreepCast. It's like my favorite podcast ever. I love Wendigoon. I love Papa Meat, my 2 favorite YouTubers ever. Love you guys if you're watching this. You're not watching this, but if you were, that would be pretty awesome. But the creepypasta was just about this guy who went hunting with his dog. It was very scary. Please watch the episode so that you know what I'm talking about, so that you can understand, because it's really good. Also, there's this one part where they show like little interviews in between like the eyewitness things where they talk to like other eyewitnesses, and there's this one part, it flashes for like 2 seconds maybe, and it's just this guy, this little old guy, and he's got the thickest southern accent ever because he's from Kentucky, and and he just goes, I heard he was half man, half sheep.
I heard it was half man, half sheep.
And when I tell you I was laughing so hard at 4 a.m. writing this, I can't even like explain, because it's so stupid and they make it seem so scary. Anyway, Ricky explains that even before the dog mutilation, they had been hearing weird, they being Dakota and Ricky, not Ricky's pronouns are not they, I don't think. Ricky and Dakota had been hearing weird sounds coming from the hills, which they don't elaborate on that. I guess they just mean like their property. They say that it sounds like screams or growls. Oh my god, is it the sheep squatch? Or is it just like coyotes or like a fox? Who knows? Him and Dakota go out to see what they could find that could possibly, you know, kill and mutilate a 150-pound hunting dog, and they don't find anything. So, since they don't find anything, they go back to this little hunting camper that they had set up on the opposite side of Ricky's property. The boys say they started hearing all sorts of weird noises, and their dogs started barking. These noises are like things walking around. Okay, listen, Ricky, I want to believe you, but things walking around in the woods, I mean, come on, it's unrealistic. I mean, if you're gonna make something up, at least make it believable. Anyway, around 5 a.m., the dogs, they are barking, and they start running off. Oh goodness, I'm shaking in my boots. I have to stop being mean to these dudes because they seem like, you know, pretty cool fellas. Let's continue. Apparently this animal, the sheep squatch, if you will, it runs into the camper. Not like, no, okay, well, it doesn't, it like it like hits the camper. It doesn't like open the door and walk in and like tip its hat. That's not what I'm talking about. It doesn't go into the camper. It hits it. So the sheep squatch actually ends up knocking over the entire camper. He doesn't try to like kill them or anything. He just knocks over the camper. So I kind of feel like the sheep squatch is like a victim. Because like he's just doing his own thing in the woods where he lives. And Ricky and Dakota are out here with their hunting dogs and guns trying to figure out what's out there. I'm like, this is my home. I'd be pretty mad if, like, I don't know, two guys I don't know that are from Kentucky came into my house. I feel like anybody would be scared if two guys from Kentucky came into their house, but sorry for all the Kentucky slander. I literally live on the Kentucky border. It's terrifying, really. And it's not because of sheep squatch, it's because of the men. Anyway, but yeah, I'd be kind of mad if somebody just came into my home with like a gun and was like, hey, shut the f up. I'm like, I think I'm a certified sheep squatch apologist right now, like loud and proud. And that's really all that happens. And then they just kind of go out hunting for sheep squatch again and they don't find anything. So, okay. Oh boy. Okay. Oh wow. You guys aren't ready for this one. So these are the aliens. This next one is the aliens, which also known as the Kentucky Green Men. Which, wait. Yeah, so it takes place in Kentucky again? Can somebody tell the producers of this show, I mean, I know it was made in like 2013, but can somebody tell the producers of this show that there's more to Appalachia than just West Virginia and Kentucky? So this is genuinely one of the strangest stories I've ever heard. Alien abduction wise and just in general, and I've had unrestricted internet access since I was like 8, so I've heard a lot of weird stories and seen a lot of weird things, and this is weird. This insane story, okay, that is true, it is, so just keep that in mind while I'm telling you this. This alien encounter happened in Christian County, Kentucky, right outside of Hopkinsville, which is scarily close to where I live, and I really don't like that. I feel very unsafe. Our main characters are the Sutton family of Christian County, Kentucky. They owned a farmhouse back in 1955 and experienced something terrifying. Ooh, spooky. Terrifying, scary. The scariest thing ever. So, they had some family over and they were playing cards, and the hound dog that they owned came running up. And it seemed scared, and this has absolutely no significance to the story, so I don't know why they kept it in the show, but I'm putting it in the script because it was in the episode. So they were over the entire day. It was a weekend, and the rest of the family that were over, which I believe was like some aunts and uncles, some cousins, maybe like a grandma, they decided to stay the night. And this farmhouse, for some reason, did not have air conditioning or running water. In 1955, I feel like that's a little bit outdated, but I'm not going to judge. So one of the relatives, Billy Ray, or Billy Ray Taylor is his full name. I just doxed this man's full name. I don't know. It's public knowledge. He went outside to get some cold water from the well. That was outside. Where you get water from the well. Outside. He saw a bright light and he looked up and he saw a ovular silver spaceship. No, it can't be. So Billy Ray runs inside and he wakes everybody up. They really thought he had taken a trip to the fib factory, if you know what I mean. They thought he was lying. They thought he was fibbing, but he wasn't. The men in the family went outside and they saw these little green aliens, which I'm gonna show you what they looked like in the episode, and it's fucking insane. I appreciate them at least showing it, you know? They run back inside and they grab some shotguns and some rifles. And the kids, they go to hide. They shot at the aliens, okay? They were under attack, even though the aliens literally did not do anything. That's not important because they are aliens. This feels vaguely racist. What the fuck? Are you guys seeing this? So there's a part in the episode where the woman who's telling the story says the aliens would, quote, get shot, drop, roll away, and come back. Okay. Chill. Cool. I mean, makes sense. So, like I said, they were shooting at these aliens, and it literally didn't do anything. It didn't hurt the aliens. Like I said, they would just go away and come back. And eventually they just left. They were like, okay, it, I don't want to deal with this anymore. So they left. So sorry if you can see this piece of hair. I'm not good at doing my bangs. I'm not used to having them again. If you couldn't tell, I got my hair cut. You don't care. And they were so scared that they all got in their trucks and they drove to Hopkinsville, which is in Kentucky. So they get to Hopkinsville and they tell the police what happened, and even the police didn't know what happened, you know, like they went out to the property and they looked and they didn't find anything. So, okay. And that is literally it. That is the entire story. Now, I don't know if it's the way they portrayed these aliens in this story or what, but this was so stupid to me. Like, I feel so bad saying that because this is somebody's, like, experience. Questionable. It was dumb. It was just so unbelievable and weird, which, to be fair, I've seen other episodes of this show. I watched up to probably, like, mid-season 1, and there are a lot weirder stories in this show. It's actually kind of indescribable. But despite all of this and how weird this show is, I do think it's a really good TV show, and I definitely do recommend it. It's really fun, even though it is really stupid at times, but it's a cryptid show, so, you know, of course it's gonna be kind of stupid. I really enjoyed making this video. There's a lot of nostalgia, because I just didn't really think I'd be watching the show ever again. The script actually took me 3 whole days to write, because I could not get past the alien part. It was so fucking boring. I could not find interest in it. I genuinely was just gonna scrap the entire video because it just couldn't hold my attention. Like, I could not get past the alien part. And even the sheep squatch was really fucking boring. If you guys would want to see another video about this show, I'm definitely open to making that, because there was a really weird episode that I watched, and honestly, I was half asleep, so it might have been a fever dream. I don't remember. But I can try to find it, and I would definitely love to make a video about that. So yeah, I'd definitely be down to make another video about this. Also, I've been wanting to make a video about mountain monsters because it's literally the greatest show ever created.
People's feet in your face, toes in your mouth.
If y'all would be interested in that, let me know, because that show is really funny, and I feel like there would be a lot of good content. Comment down below what you'd like me to talk about. I read all of the comments. I take everything into account, because I don't get many comments. But thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.